name is Kausar Safia Atira binti Abdul Zaid, and I will be explaining the context diagram. To better understand the overflow of data in Campuscare system, we begin with the context diagram. This diagram provides a high-level view of the system's interaction with its external entities, showing how data flows between the system and users or other connected components. The Campuscare system is the central component that interacts with multiple external entities. Here's how the data flows in and out of the system. The first entity is students. Students submit service requests such as booking slot. The system processes this request and sends back a service response to confirm booking. The second entity is counselor. Counselors provide information details, including their schedules and availability to the system. This information helps in managing student bookings and availability. Next is admin. Admin oversees and manages the system, also approve a booking slot requested by students. Other than that is availability. The system interacts with the availability entity to retrieve or update availability status. This ensures accurate information is available for students when booking appointments. The next entity is appointment. Appointment booking details are managed by the system and stored within the appointment entity. The system retrieves or updates appointment records as needed. Next is login. Registration and authentication data from login entities is processed by the system to validate and provide access to users. The last entity is notification. The system sends notification to users via the notification entity. These notifications include booking cancellation from counselor. This context diagram lays the foundation for understanding the system course interaction. Now let's explore the detailed processes within the system to see how these interactions are implemented. Next, I will be explaining the data flow diagram. The council provides the scheduled data to process 1.0 manage availability. This data is updated in the D1 availability data store. Once the update is complete, the system confirms the availability update back to the counselor. The admin oversees and modifies counselor availability data through process 1.0 manage availability. This ensures that the system in the D1 availability data store is accurate. Admins also input and modify details regarding the availability to manage system operations effectively. Next, the student logs into the system through process 4.0 login process. Their credentials are validated, granting them access. Once logged in, students interact with the process 2.0 book appointment to book an appointment. Appointment requests are sent to the D2 appointment data store, and the system retrieves availability data from D1 availability to show the counselor's available time slots. The system informs the student of the booking status through process 3.0 send notification. The D1 availability data store holds all schedule and availability data provided by counselors or managed by admins. It serves as the central source of data for process 2.0 book appointment to ensure students view accurate availability. The D2 appointment data store stores all the appointment booking details made by students. It receives booking requests from process 2.0 book appointment and maintains the records for future use. The D3 notification data store tracks all notification messages sent to users. Notifications are sent through process 3.0 send notification, delivering booking cancellation updates. The login entity represents both students and counselor attempting to access the system. Credentials are sent to process 4.0 login process for validation. Once validated, users are granted access to their respective functionalities.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nusaiba binti Ma'aziz and my metric number is 075150. And today I will talk about the ERD of Campuscare system. Campuscare system streamlines the process of booking counseling appointment for students by automating availability, notification, and scheduling. In this ERD, there are 7 key entities which are admin, counselors, students, availability, appointment, notification, and login. The attributes for admin are username and password. Username is the primary key for this entity. Admin can manage the system, primarily focusing on counselors and their availability. One admin can manage multiple counselors. Next, the attributes for counselor are ID counselor, name, email, phone number, username, password, and ID availability. ID counselor is the primary key for this entity. Counselor can update their availability, handles appointments, and sends notification to students. For students, number metric, name, email, phone number, username, and password is the attributes, and number metric is the primary key. Student can book appointments and receive notifications from counselor. The attributes for appointments are ID appointment, appointment dates, time slot, status, ID counselor, and also number metric. ID appointment is the primary key, while ID counselor and metric number are the foreign key. This entity can store details about appointments and links students with a counselor. The attributes for availability are ID availability, dates available, time slot, status, and ID counselor. The primary key is ID availability, while ID counselor is the foreign key. Availability can track when counselors are available, and each availability entry is linked to a specific counselor. Next, for the notifications entity, the attributes are ID notification, message, email, metric number, sent, at, and status. ID notification is the primary key and metric number is the foreign key. Notifications can send updates or reminders to students about their appointments. Lastly, for login entity, the attributes are username, password, number metric, role, and ID counselor. Login will handle system access for both students and counselors. Username is the primary key, while metric number and ID counselor are the foreign key.
Next, I will explain the database design for the Campuscare system, which is built to manage student counseling services efficiently. The first table is student, which stores student details such as metric number, name, phone number, email, username, and password. The second table is counselor, which contains counselor information including their name, contact details, username, and password. Next is appointment, which will track appointments, linking students via number metric and counselor via ID counselor with details like date, time, and status. The next table is availability, which manages counselors' availability dates and time slot, indicating if they are available or not available. Next is admin, contains admin login credentials for managing the system. The second last is notification, which store message sent to students with field for email, message content, status, and the time sent. The last table is login, centralized table for user authentication, storing roles, student. The last table is login, centralized table for user authentication, storing roles, and linking users to their respective IDs. Tables are linked by foreign key to ensure relationship, such as students to notification via number metric, counselors to appointment and availability. Login handles authentication for all user roles.
Project show how user interact with the system based on their role. First, login. The user must log in into the system first. Second, role check. If the user is an admin, they can manage notification. If the user is a counselor, they can update the availability and view appointment. If the user is a student, they can view counselor availability and book an appointment. Third, new user. If the new user is registered, they need to sign up first and then log into the system. Last, once the tasks are done, the process ends. This is pseudocode for the system. First, the process starts with the user login in the system. Next, if the user is an admin, they manage notification. If the user is counselor, they update the availability and view the appointment. If the user is a student, they can view counselor availability and book appointment. If the user is none of the above role, they proceed to register. The architecture explains the process for three user roles: admin, student, and counselor. First, admin process. The admin log in by entering the username and password and selecting the admin role. Second, they can manage availability and then send notification to student and counselor. Finally, the changes are submitted and stored in the database. Second, student process. The student log in by entering the username and password and selecting the student role. And then they can book an appointment after viewing counselor availability. The appointment details are submitted to the database. Last, counselor process. The counselor log in by entering the username and password and selecting the counselor role. After that, they can update their availability and view their appointment. Last, the updates are submitted to the database.
And now, I will explain about interface of Campuscare system. For the homepage, user can see our Campuscare's logo and some introduction about Campuscare, which is still as our system color. Next, they can click the login and sign up button to create an account. Next, when they click sign up button, they need to choose their level as a student or counselor. If they choose students, they will be brought to students' registration page and need to fill in the information needed such as metric number, name, phone number, email, create username, and their own password. A successful message will appear if the registration is successful. After that, they can log into their account, but before that, they need to choose students as their level. They need to fill in their username and password before they can log into their account. The system will do a verification for them. If their password and username is not in the record, an error message will be shown. After complete the login process, they will be brought to students' dashboard. On the left side of the dashboard, they can view all the activities that they can do, such as view their upcoming appointments, view counselor availability, view the appointments details, book an appointment, and log out from their account. If they click at the View Counselor Availability button, they can view all counselors' details that are available at that time. Next, if they click to view their appointment, they can see all their appointment details such as name, date, time, and status for their appointment, either pending, approved, or was rejected. Next, if they click on the Book an Appointment button, they can book an appointment with counselor. They need to fill in all the information needed such as name, metric number, and can select counselor that are available at that time, choose dates and time. After complete all the needs, they can click the book appointment button. Then, a successful message will be shown if the appointment is successful booked. They can click view your appointment button to view their appointment details. Lastly, they can click the log out button to log out from their account.
Next, user interface design for counselor. First, we have counselor login page. We have to select the login, and then we have to select the counselor to the login the page. Second, counselor dashboard. This is the counselor dashboard for the counselor update availability and upcoming appointments. Next, have a counselor registration page. First, we need counselor need to click the sign up button, and then counselor need to register the ID counselor, name, email and others. Then we have update availability page for counselor. Counselor can update the date, time and status for counselor season, and then counselor can click the logout to log out from the system.
Now I will explain the admin side of the system. First, we have the admin login page, where the user needs to select their access level. Admins will select the admin level. After that, the admin needs to enter their username and password to access their account. Once they press the login button, the admin dashboard will appear. On the dashboard, the admin can see the total bookings, upcoming appointments, and the total number of counselors registered to date, and pending requests from students who wants to book an appointment. The admin can approve or reject this request as needed. Hence, by clicking the Manage Admin Profile button, the admin can add new admin members or update usernames and passwords. Below this button, there is a Manage Activities button, where the admin can manage student data such as deleting the student record. Every page has home, back, and logout buttons, so the admin doesn't need to log in again. They can simply use the back button to navigate. Lastly, on the logout page, when the admin logouts, a message saying you have been logged successfully will appear. Thank you.